in an earlier episode that I made on how to create a pay structure from scratch, I got a few questions around, Shegun, can you create a practical example for us? So today on HR Insight, I'm going to be building a salary structure using Excel. A salary structure, or what we call a pay structure, is an hierarchical group of jobs and salary ranges within an organization. And your salary structure or your pay structure looks more like flight of steps. That is the way your salary structure look in itself. So if I do a simple plot of a bar chart of your various points in the salary structure, your minimum, so you see three different points here: your pay minimum, pay midpoint, and the pay maximum. And you could see that everything is progressing from grade 1 to 10. So when you match salary ranges in terms of minimum, midpoint, and maximum to each of your job grade, they form a salary structure, and they stack up like stairs, like what you have here. So what we're going to be doing today is that we're going to be creating a salary structure using Excel. So let's get into Excel right away. The question we're dealing with today is design a salary structure for a small organization with 7 pay grades. So we're looking at 7 pay grades 1 to 7, with 3 steps within each pay grade. Now let me simplify what this means. So we have 7 pay grades, grade 1, 2, 3 up to 7, and we need 3 steps within each of the pay grades, which is 1, 2, 3, which corresponds to the minimum of the pay grade, the midpoint, and the maximum. Now the question goes ahead to say, take the midpoint of the lowest grade to be 1.5 million per annum. So the minimum, which is the midpoint for the lowest grade, is 1.5 million per annum. Now we are taking that as our anchor point, which means we would build from the lowest grade to the 7th grade in this scenario. The question also gives additional information saying, take the midpoint of the lowest grade as 1.5 that we already established, use 30% as the midpoint progression between pay grades with a 75% pay range spread. Now what does that mean in itself? Now for each of these pay grades, they would all have midpoints. The distance from one midpoint to another is defined as your midpoint progression, 30% in this scenario percent. So how do we translate this into real figures in itself? There are steps we need to follow. Step 1 is to determine the midpoint of the lowest pay grade. In this scenario, we have it as 1.5 million per annum. That's clear. Step 2 says you now set the pay midpoint using the desired midpoint progression, which has been given as 30% in this scenario. And the formula we're going to be using is this. Formula for calculating midpoint of next pay grade is equal to midpoint of the lower grade multiplied by the midpoint progression, which have been given as 30%. In this scenario, we're using 1.5 multiplied by 30% plus 1.5. So what do I mean? We want to get the midpoint of the higher grade. This will be equal to this. We will point to the midpoint of the lowest grade, multiply by 30%. I've already formatted that as percentage, plus the midpoint of the lowest grade. So that gives us the next midpoint for the next grade. And you can actually autofill this particular formula up to get up to the 7th grade in itself. So all the midpoints have now been sorted out. We now have the minimum and the maximum to sort out. So what's the step to find the minimum and the maximum? So you are now to set the pay ranges using the desired range spread of 75% that has been given. Now there are 2 formulas we have to do here. We will use the midpoint for each of the pay grades to get the minimum, and we will now use the minimum to get the maximum. So formula for calculating pay grade minimum: you would pick the pay grade midpoint, you would divide it by 1. It's a compound calculation. You would add 1 to half of the desired range spread. Let me illustrate that in the calculation. So you would pick the midpoint, you divide, let me open bracket to sort out everything, 1 plus half of the midpoint progression. So that's dividing the midpoint progression by 2, and all of that added to 1. Then use that value to divide the entire midpoint, and there you would have the minimum for the first pay grade of 1. If I autofill all of this up, I would have the midpoint, the minimum for all of the pay grade. I have one more step to go. Not to worry. I'm going to be making this particular worksheet available. The link to download will be in the description of this video, so that you can also practicalize going forward. Then the final step is formula for calculating the pay grade maximum. Now, what you need to do in this scenario is to pick the minimum, multiply it by 1 plus the desired range spread. These are design consideration in themselves. So you will pick the minimum, multiply by 1 plus the desired range spread. So I will add that up, and there you have, that will be the maximum for each of the pay grade. And if I autofill that up, that gives me the value final analysis. Now, depending on design consideration, your midpoint progression can change and your pay range spread can change depending on the type of organization you're dealing with. So depending on the design consideration for midpoint progression and pay range spread, the values you would have would definitely be different. Also, if you were to use a remuneration survey to create your salary structure, you would have something completely different. In a later episode, I'll dedicate another episode to look at that particular way of creating your salary structure. So if I illustrate this particular salary structure we've created in a graphical form, I'll have something very close to this, which gives you the various steps in terms of the minimum and the maximum for each of the grades from 1 to 7, and the pay range is also illustrated as well. So I want to believe you've learned something very interesting from today's episode. If you have any question for me, kindly drop your question in the comment section below, and remember to download the practice file so that you can also practice what I have taught in today's episode. Thank you very much, and see you in the next episode.